more films. I liked Control. I looked up the director on that one the other day. It had Sam Riley in it. Very, very important, good European film about Ian Curtis. Little Children was good with Winslet. I'm Not There with Cate Blanchett, where she plays Bob Dylan. There's a lot of them. A lot of times I don't talk about certain pictures because it clashes with my background being a Baptist and also with family and stuff. So there's certain films I won't mention the names, but I've seen them and they're masterpieces coming out of Europe and stuff. I don't think all of cinema is in trouble. I think the American cinema or Hollywood can start to manufacture Marvel films to make up this horrible deficit, you know, if they're even going to give to that, you know, if that's even going to even ever happen, you know. You know, to see Top Gun as one of the contenders, and I haven't seen it, everybody's told me it's like the best film of the year. And it's the sequel to the original Top Gun. This one's called Top Gun Maverick. To see it as a top 10 makes me kind of, you know, for the best picture of 2023. I don't think it'll win. I think it may go to Fabelmans, but it kind of makes me think, whoa. You know, that would be like seeing, you know, an Arnold Schwarzenegger movie, you know. Even though Arnold's done some good stuff, I'm a big fan of Conan. You know, Conan the Barbarian. I recommend that. John Milius' masterpiece. I hate to say that, but, you know, like an action film. It is an action film, but supposedly it's supposed to have a good message, and it's about airplanes. I don't know, you know. I don't know if that's fair to say, you know. Some couple good cop dramas, Training Day, Ethan Hawke, Fouquet. He also did Brooklyn's Finest, Richard Gere, must see. Richard Gere is amazing in that. There, you know, even Officer and a Gentleman is a good film. That writer also, and that director has also done some other good stuff. I'm trying to think just off the top of my head. I guess I'm going further than 20 years back. Of course, I think the American masterpiece, I think it's Taxi Driver, and then it goes to Citizen Kane. It's just the path that I follow, you know. Citizen Kane being a breakthrough Gone with the Wind type of film, and I haven't even seen Gone with the Wind. I still need to see it all. I've only seen clips from it. I've never sat down and watched all of Gone with the Wind. I don't know who has. They used to show it all the time on television, but Gone with the Wind was a breakthrough film. It broke a lot of rules. It invented things. I think they were working with Technicolor at the time. It had a massive landscape, a cinescope kind of thing, and the credits were amazing, and just the acting. And so Gone with the Wind was kind of a code word for a masterpiece. Like, you know, if you ever say this film is going to be a Gone with the Wind kind of thing. Wizard of Oz is kind of a musical Gone with the Wind. Taxi Driver was a Gone with the Wind type of inner city New York, you know, New York inner city life, following Dostoevsky's Notes of the Underground, and a dream, kind of a dream thing. You know, everything Lynch has done is for, you know, for some unknown reason is a masterpiece. You know, it's hard to say that he's not, and he will all of a sudden throw something out and it's just a masterpiece. He just has a habit of doing that. Lost Highway was another Gone with the Wind auteur masterpiece, dream about Lost Highway. You know, everyone says that Lost Highway is about Lost Highway. It's about, now they'll compare it to the film industry, or they'll compare it to filmmaking, but a lot of them will say, well, really what Lost Highway is Lost Highway. But, you know, you can talk it a lot. You know, you got Robert Altman's Gone with the Wind, The Player, which is about the mystique of Hollywood and the mystery and the dark noir of the writer and the screenwriter. And it, you know, it goes on and on and on and on and on. So, you know, Woody Allen has a habit of the masterpiece. Midnight in Paris, you know, all the way to Annie Hall. So it's not completely in trouble. I don't want to sit there and say that that cinema is completely in trouble. I just think that there's a habit. I'm not saying that it's a bad habit, but there's some good habits of creating masterpieces, but there's some bad habits of creating manufactured Marvel movies. And I kind of agree with Scorsese a little bit. It's not like I'm knocking on the theater door going, can I come in and watch this next Avenger film? I'd rather just go to a comics store and maybe pick up a comic strip, even though I do like Garden of the Galaxy. I'm not against that. It could happen, But now what we have is we have these movies that don't make it to the movie theater. Instead, they become like a 6-hour movie. Like, for example, Slow Horses with Gary Oldman, which is a thriller, a spy thriller that's on Apple TV. So Apple TV has these long movies that are like 6 hours or 7 hours long that are in series, that are in episodes, and then we sit there and we watch them. And it's like what we have come into in today's society is binge watching. Now, people have done it ever since the Vietnam War, where they work, they go home, and they watch this long, chain of events, from the news to these different evening television shows. And it used to be like in World War II or going into World War I or World War II, it was the radio. You had these radio shows that you listened to. Woody Allen probably did that when he was younger. He would listen to these radio shows. And so the entertainment has always been there. It just changes form. So now we have like the vlog. And like I was going through a tough period in my life where I finally had landed into a pretty decent place. It was it's called the Mansions at Sunset Ridge in Carrollton. And I had moved out of this really crappy place in Irving called Cleanest Ranch. And I had left there. I don't recommend it, but I moved into the Mansions at Sunset Ridge. And I finally started watching vloggers. It was like a radio show to me, kind of. I was listening to a lot of books, like audio books. And then I was trying to listen all the way through Infinite Jest by David Foster Wallace, the whole thing from the beginning. This is a true story, to the very end, when I was also writing a book called Chin. So I was writing, and then I'd lay down on the couch and I'd listen to David Foster Wallace, and I'd get up and I'd just write. What I learned is David Foster Wallace, when he wrote it, he wrote in a memo pad, and then he looked at everything, and then he wrote it again on another piece of paper, and then he set it there on the typewriter, and then he typed it up. So he went through a process, which is more of what I'm doing with Escape from Maine. But I was just like free writing, Chin was just a response to Corona-19, because we were going right into 2020, right before I met Linda. So I was listening to David Foster Wallace, and I was uploading like raw footage of just like Dallas and buildings of Dallas, me dropping off a package and everything like that. And then all of a sudden, I was looking through YouTube, and I was like, what is this? What is this? The son of Charlie Manson giving tarot cards? Reading someone's future? The son of Charlie Manson? What? Matthew Roberts? What? And boom, I tap on it, and it's this dude, with the camera, and I guess it was like his girlfriend or something, and this guy's like, giving these tarot card readings, and it's the son of Charlie Manson, and I'm like, what is this? What in the world? And it looked like it was this guy with a video camera, and all of a sudden he's talking, he's like, well, that's all I have for you now, I'm, he's like, I'm Jordan the Lion. He's saying his name is Jordan the Lion. What is this Jordan the Lion business? From there, I find out through watching some of his early vlogs that he was interested in watching another vlogger known as Adam the Woo. So I was like, this is interesting. So then I get on Adam the Woo, and it's like the Marlon Brando of social media, especially of YouTube. Who's this ex-bass player that, from Guttermouth, that's like ripping up the camera and doing all these like crazy little movies, little videos, time-lapsing and driving around in this van called Large Marge, and, drinking this water, and like, it's like drinking this water and throwing it down, and and really performing, and it was coming from his heart. And I thought, you know, this is, to me, I can enjoy this as much as I could cinema, you know. It's someone's life, but it was done in a very strategic way. And so I started kind of changing and thinking, like, maybe there's other avenues. You know, there's more platforms that's being invented for entertainment. Like we had radio, you know, we had television, and, you know, and then we have cinema, and then all of a sudden there's this Facebook, and then YouTube and social media. And so it was like, this is very interesting. So I started binge watching the Woo, and he put in these TDWs, like the Daily Woo, and I started learning not only about life and going on adventures, but I started learning, like, wow, I can take like iMovie, and I can like cut together a show. It doesn't have to be like a raw footage upload, and I can have a beginning and maybe like a middle and then like an end, you know. I can do something like this and then cut to another segment. And then I'm going through and like, who's this guy, Jacob the Carpetbagger, you know? And then I'm getting emails from Jacob the Carpetbagger's wife, like really berating me, you know, because I didn't have that big of a show then. I had made one little post about Carpetbagger Alert. And all of a sudden, you know, I'm possibly going to vlog with like this, you know, celebrity. And yeah, it's weird. It's weird because it just kind of came to me. I just kind of saw it, and I started playing around with iMovie, and I started doing my own little versions of movies and videos and talking and giving commentary about cinema, because I wanted to keep that alive in my life. You know, keep that going and stuff. Then I realized they did filming locations, and I was like, oh, okay, they're outside the filming location of the Truman Show. Okay, this is interesting. Okay, this is interesting. You know, and sometimes they're just talking about the Truman Show. You know, and then the other day I was watching. I still watch it, and one thing, it hit me. You know, it hit me. You know, as I realized something. It's like, wait a minute, if I'm not mistaken, these people are entertainers. They're up in front of everybody. They're making their own little video, and they're having fun. And they're eating things that they like to eat. And they're showing everybody that they're having fun. It's like the Roaring 20s kind of thing. And it just went off in my head, you know? It's like, wow, I can actually just start having fun. And that's good enough. You know, I still like to write. But I was like, that's a brilliant idea. It took me like 13 minutes to get to that point. Got 3 C21s, which are tenderloin beef. It's I believe it's Vietnamese. Pull over and put this Vietnamese stuff. I had to put it in the back. I mean, it's spicy. I mean, it's just the smell make my eyes water. It's just the Vietnamese. They're probably one of the spiciest compared to maybe even the Indian food. I mean, like super spicy. It's just making my eyes water. So I'm gonna have to get back and had to pull over. My goodness. I think my eyes were like, I don't know if you could tell, they were literally watering. It looked like I was crying. It's just like, it's a lot of spice. A lot of spice. I'm going to roll the window down. Woo! Woo! The Vietnamese is very spicy. It's a very spicy. It's pungent. It's got very spicy, pungent taste. It knock your sock off. Knock your sock clean off. I've never seen a walk sign stay up like that. There you go. Very lucky yard. I've never seen that before. All green, celebrating St. Patty. I've seen it for Halloween and Christmas, but that's my first St. Patty house, all green. It's nice. That's a nice little move. I like that. If I get a house, St. Patty, I'm gonna do it all green for St. Patty Day. 4104. We're gonna call it and go forth. Drop off the old Vietnamese food. Very spicy. The 5 pepper spice or something. Make my eye water. All right, let's see. Okay. Ugh, man, put it back here. Here we go. Smell the spice from here. Hot car approaching. Oh, he's not going to come into the light. He's hanging back. Maybe he's probably still financing. You can see the headlights. Here he goes. Okay. Older model Corvette. Still pretty cool. Right, so that's Linda's snack, but it's kind of a dancer food. I don't recommend it for dancers, but you can get 2 of these and you get 2 for free. And then I got some orange juice, which, if you look at what happened in the 1990s, they raised the count of vitamin C. You could even get it up to 500%. So it was like thousands and thousands of milligrams of vitamin C. Then right after the turn of the century, they just started killing everyone off, especially like in 2019, 2020. They just lowered the vitamin C count. Now you can find orange juice with 100%, but where's the old school orange juice stuff, like the Monster C's and stuff, where it was like 500 milligrams or 1,000 milligrams of vitamin C, where it was almost like 5,000 percentile. What's up with that? Now they just lower it, and people need this stuff. 80%? Oh, I don't know. All right.
Welcome to
phone number. And they're
phone
playing
number,
Paranoid for,
touch,
I mean, what is it? Yeah, just appreciate you.
159 159 1.
All right, so they are knocking it off right there.
318.
Yeah, with the card, I put the card number in. Not too bad. So I got it all for $12.91. The 2 beers and orange juice.
Your total is Please remember to take your receipt. Thank you.
That was Albertsons. I found a penny. I even practiced the whole picking up a penny during the height of Corona, but I used probably more sanitizer than you could believe. Hand sanitizer. I never stopped doing this. The one thing I don't recommend if you're in New York City be careful and don't just pick these up there. Just kind of look at them and keep a mental thought. This is like a sidewalk or something, but the road, they get stuck in the tar. It's not good to try to get them then. I saw a lady once get hit by a taxi cab. A lot of times the ones in the road, I'd leave those pennies. But the ones on the sidewalk, sometimes just for good luck, or if you're like in the shopping mall or something, every once in a while you gotta have that, keep a penny with you all day for good luck kind of thing. Yeah, I'm pretty tired.
Very long day. We missed you. Oh yeah. No, you must be petted. Oh, hello. Missed you. Hi. Hi, baby.
Are you gonna get up and scratch?
He's always gonna fight.
He knows he's a star. Edmund Tuxedo Cassavetes. All right. I gotta work on Escape from Maine.